So good morning and welcome to our Getting the Most Out of Your Membership. And we're happy that you're joining us in person today or on the video today. We're also recording this so that we can share it with other members throughout the month. We're just going to make it up on our website. So you're kind of our guinea pigs to be in the real live classroom with us. So thanks for joining us. And it's a pleasure for me to introduce to you our staff who have worked really hard in our office. And if any of you have worked with them yet, I know that you'll find that they're very talented. And we have Matt Lofi, who is our Marketing and Community Outreach Director that you'll be meeting. And then Rachel Kreitz, who is our Membership Engagement Coordinator. And Courtney Bailey, who is our Events Manager. So I will turn it over to the three of them. And if you have other questions afterwards or ever want to meet, please know that you can contact the three of them or me at any time. So take it over, team.
Okay, let me just play this from beginning. Okay, can you guys see my screen? Is it popped up? Okay, good. Okay, so we just wanted to talk to you all today. My name is Rachel. I'm the Membership Engagement Coordinator. So I work with a lot of the new members that come in and to get them acquainted with what's going on. I'm also in charge of our ambassador committee. And if you're a new member, generally you'll hear from one of our ambassadors within a couple months of you joining, just to connect with another member and get a member's perspective of being a part of the chamber. And one thing I will say before I really dive into some of this is that overwhelmingly what most people mention when they do join the chamber is that you get out of it what you put in. So we provide all these opportunities for you and we want to make sure you utilize them. So today we wanted to make sure what was available for you to utilize and what makes the most sense for your business. So we're just going to go over a few things in somewhat detail. We're going to talk about office cost savings that are available to you, how you can market through the chamber and what that looks like, and what that does for you in terms of exposure, and then events and committees that we have here at the chamber. So just really briefly, I wanted to touch base quickly. I won't go through this in detail because we actually do have a session right after this at 10 a.m. that's going to go into detail about all these, but I briefly wanted to mention these benefits because some people do join specifically for these things, but we do offer health insurance through Anthem and workers' compensation through comp management. And like I said, I won't go into the whole detail about this. And actually we have a list of insurance agents that are the experts on these things that would even be able to tell you more. But particularly if you are a smaller business or a sole proprietor, this is of interest to most folks because you can get reasonable rates for health insurance and workers' compensation. So just wanted to put a quick slide up here to tell you about it, but the experts will be on the call at 10 a.m. If that's something that you want to join, you can. If not, we can certainly talk more detail. And then that call will also be recorded as well. One of the things that not a lot of folks know about is the opportunity to save on office supplies. And that's all done online. We actually don't even have a storefront anymore, but you can save up to 30% on your home office supplies from Office Depot. And then there is a particular website that you would go to, and we can provide that information where you can get employee pricing program, a 1% rebate, customized pricing analysis, just opportunity to save a little bit more than you might generally without this chamber benefit. And then other cost saving opportunities we do have are Delta dental plans for dental insurance, and Constant Contact, that's your email marketing campaigns. If you are a member and have been a member, you've probably received our marketing newsletters. A lot of that's through Constant Contact. It can help track things for you. And I know when you become a member, you do get 20% off the first 6 months of your plan with Constant Contact, and then up to 25% off if you sign up for a 12-month plan. So that is another option that you have as a chamber member. And then we also have a partnership with SCORE, and they are small business counselors. And again, that's something that we would provide you the information and contact for them. But if you need small business consulting, have more in-depth questions about how to work through your business and provide the best resources for you, SCORE can help provide that information, and it's for free as a chamber member. So next I'm going to bring Matt in here. He's going to get into a little bit more depth about what marketing opportunities you have through the chamber itself.
Good morning. As Rachel said, my name is Matt Lofi. I'm the Director of Marketing and Community Outreach here with the Chamber. We have a lot of great marketing opportunities that are free or at a very low cost for you and your business. And some that I'm just very excited to share with you, because the majority of our membership, once they've gone through our new member orientation, kind of forget that they have these. And now that we're out of the stay-at-home, I really want to start promoting this even more to help you with like your search engine optimization, help you extend your marketing plan that has already been paid for with your annual membership with the Chamber. One of the few things that I want to talk about while we're just here on the list, and I know that Rachel had covered a good majority of what was on here, is our business-to-business opportunities. That's actually something just in the last 2 days, I've had about 3 emails of individuals, members saying, you know, how do I get a B2B up there? And that's something you control. You can put that in through your login. You can put that up onto the website, choose how long you want it to be up there. And then the other thing that you can do with that B2B is not only put it on our website, but you can email it to me. And as Rachel had mentioned, our communicator newsletter goes out the 3rd Thursday of each month, and I can plop that right into the new, not new member, I'm sorry, our member notes section of our newsletter. And just like that, you've controlled your marketing message, you've put the B2B special up onto our website, and then you get it to me and I put it into our newsletter that hits about 1,800, roughly 1,800 inboxes. And we have a pretty good, according to Constant Contact, an above average rate for our industry in the click and open rate of that. So that's 2 free ways for you to increase your exposure and at no cost added to your marketing message. The one area that I really wanted to kind of hit on was what you can do with your member login and update your messaging on the website. If you go to the membership tab and you log into your account and everything like that, I'm going to kind of skip over some of these. You'll see your end of your website. So we actually pulled 2 members that utilize all the functions that I'm going to share with you. And this again is what I was alluding to at the beginning, where a lot of our members aren't taking advantage of this. Before I kind of walk you through each of these accounts, I want to share with you our website gets roughly 11,000 hits a month. So if you factor in what traffic you're bringing in, demographic that your social media platforms, your emails out to your businesses, your clients, whomever, this is an extension out to a different part of the community and folks that aren't necessarily a part of your demographic, but now you're reaching to them. And so with updating your marketing message on here, every member gets your own page, and it's just a matter of if you craft it to the message that you want outside of the information that you include in your application. And so with this, and coming back to the fact that we get about 11,000 hits on our website a month, for a lot of our members that are 9 employees or less, your chamber page is one of the top 3 or 5 that pop up on a Google search. So if you're not maximizing your messaging and making this what you want it to be, that's directly affecting what you could be doing when folks are Google searching you. And now, granted, I know a lot of businesses have every social media platform under the sun, so that competes. But for a lot of our businesses that don't have a marketing person, or a lot of our businesses that's just 1 or 4 people trying to do everything from HR and accounting to the sales to the customer service to the marketing, this ends up being one of the primary search results in there. And before I jump into this, I actually have a member, we have a member that's in a marketing firm, and they help a lot of small businesses with their marketing message. And he was just telling me when he sat through this, I think in February, before the plague hit us. And we were all in person here in our conference room. And when I started talking about how this affects the search engine optimization for our businesses, he actually took a screenshot of one of his clients who are a member of another chamber. And he showed me, I don't understand everything that he was talking about, but he can look at the clicks and the traffic from specific links back to their homepage. And on a scale of like 1 to 100, kind of like our old school, you know, an F is a 50% and an A is a 90, we were at a high 80 in terms of traffic coming from their specific chamber page to their website. And then he showed me a screenshot of another chamber that I won't say who, but theirs was in the low 20s. And it's because that they crafted their messaging, and we either have more traffic to our website, or the magic that they did to their messaging really paid off. So I wanted to just share that because that was unsolicited but amazing input that I got from someone that, from his terms, not mine, is a nerd about analytics. And I learned actually a lot from him. But coming to the Designer Pause page, she does a fantastic job of getting pictures that get everyone's attention. Majority of our members, when they become a member, fill out all their messaging, it gets put into there, and that's it. That's the end of story. So if depending on how much information you put in, it's most likely who your point of contact is, how to get in touch with them, and maybe your hours. But she does a great job of always updating pictures of dogs with dye that's safe for the dogs. She always shares that with us because she knows we share these pictures. She always gets fun designs that she's done on dogs, always updating it. I believe she has some videos on her page as well, just to kind of help individuals not only know where to catch her with LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, Pinterest, but then kind of what her area of function is and what she's able to do in terms of her capabilities. Over here at Hill Funeral Home, they've actually incorporated different shots of what their funeral home looks like inside, as well as kind of an introductory who we are video on there, as well as you can see, a pretty extensive About Us page. One great thing for me in my role, part of the reason why I have the community outreach as part of my title, I lead Leadership Westerville, a 9-month leadership program. We also have a program for high schoolers. And when it's safe to go outside, we also do the big Martin Luther King, annual Martin Luther King breakfast, along with Service Day, where we go in the homes of seniors within our Westerville School District. And the reason why I share that is our homepage for Leadership Westerville is off the chamber website. And so that, of course, being the homepage and getting the traffic here is our number one, thing in a Google search that pops up. But the reason why I'm talking about this is the number 2 is the actual page through the chamber membership. And that's actually where I'm finding a lot of folks are getting a lot of the information, is because they're going there and seeing just real quick different blog posts that I put into LinkedIn, and I linked those into kind of some bulleted point quick facts in the homepage of, in the chamber page of Leadership Westerville. And they said they started to read the different blog posts that I had put in there that helped them understand what a community leadership program is all about. And so those are just 3 examples of ways that you can maximize your marketing message here. And so this is what the page looks like. And I think Rachel's going to talk a little bit more about it in a little bit, but this is what the editing page will look like when you're in there. And I'll save that for, I just forget. Perfect. The other things that I wanted to share with you outside of B2B and outside of updating your marketing message is that we also have two other areas on our website that you can share information with us, or you can personally put it on through your account. One is the jobs listing portion of our webpage. There's a drop down where you can see all the members in our community who have jobs available. And so that's always being updated either through our individual members on their own, or also them sending it to us. I recommend, not because we don't want to help you, but I recommend that you do it yourself, because that way we're not just copying and pasting what you put there. You can reread it, see how it sits and lays, and if you don't like it, you can fix it yourself. But that's, again, another way for you to get your message out there of, hey, we're hiring. And it's another way where you're going to have potential traffic that you wouldn't get anywhere else. But then also it saves you those phone calls from Indeed. And some of those hiring websites, if you've ever used those, and then the constant phone calls back about, hey, are you coming back to us for a job listing? You can get it right here with your free membership or benefits with your membership. And then the other portion of our website I wanted to share, just in case you have properties for sale or anything like that in terms of business space and rentals, or anything just fully for sale, is that we also list those business spaces that are available for purchase or rent on our homepage. So those are just some ways for you to kind of reach out a little bit more with your different messages. And then the last thing I wanted to share before I turn it over for Courtney to talk a little bit about events is that with our paid low cost options for marketing, we have a business special that would get sent once a week. We only do one a week if we have one that week. And I send out the email on a Wednesday to the roughly 800 emails that we have. You supply the artwork, preferably in a JPEG or PNG, and I put it into a mass email. You give me the subject line and the link. I link it. I shoot it out to everyone, and the only thing that we add to it is that this is a paid advertisement and not an endorsement of the chamber. It's solely a way for you to, again, hit a different audience. The cost is $125. Again, we only do one a week. We don't add anything to it. You give us the art, the link, and the subject line. We put it out in an email, and then I bookend it to with a social media post on Facebook and Twitter on Tuesday, the email on Wednesday, and another post on Thursday, just to try and get a little extra reach for you. And that is any week that we have available. That's something that if you email or call into our office, any one of us can look at the calendar to set you up with that. The only thing that I ask is if you're going to have it for next Monday, that you get it to me by this Friday or the Friday before the week, because I like to set it all on a Monday, so it's all set for the week. And then the other option that I want to come back to, even though I started with it, is the fact that the third Thursday of every month is when we put out our newsletter. So if you send me something the first week, second week, or the beginning of the third, I can get that in there as long as it's something about an accolade, some special happening in your business. I could put those in there. Anything that's more or less about sales or anything like that, that could go to the B2B or as a business special. So that's just a little bit of what we have in terms of marketing. If you'd like to learn a little bit more or want to learn about our website or getting an ad in the newsletter, I can talk to you about that after this. But we have many options, and a great way for you to get exposure is through being involved with our events. And so I'll toss it over to Courtney Bailey, who is our events manager.
Good morning. Thank you all for being here with us today. As Matt mentioned, I am the events manager here at the Chamber. And so I'm sure that one of the largest reasons that you're looking to join the Chamber or get more involved with the Chamber is the ability to network. And so I'm going to focus events on sort of the networking opportunities that we provide with each of them. I'm going to say we regularly present our quarterly luncheon series, our Women in Business series, and then our Young Professionals have a Breakfast with a Leader series. And so each of those sort of focuses on a different topic. Obviously, our Women in Business Network typically hosts women leadership. Of course, men and women are invited to attend those events. Our Breakfast with the Leader series is a more casual, I'm going to say conversational type events that we host usually first thing in the morning. And they feature leadership. We've done, so for this year, for instance, we hosted Justin Boren of the Boren Brothers. We just heard from him in June. We have hosted Dr. Frederick Bertley, the CEO of COSI. We hosted, his name just escaped me, of Hot Chicken Takeover, Joe DeLoss, earlier this year as well. So all of these leaders that kind of just share their journey to leadership and have just a very conversational sort of feel with our young professional environment. And then our quarterly luncheon series, which highlights hot area topics. Each December, we typically host our congressional conversation, and we host our representatives and senators at that one in December. That's usually one of our biggest ones. And we typically host the City of Westerville update. We actually have one coming up next Tuesday on workforce. And so sort of the impacts that COVID-19 has had on the workforce, how it'll be leadership with Otterbein University, Columbus State, Westerville City Schools, and then the Delaware County Career Center. And so sort of how they have all adapted programs or their curriculum to meet sort of this phase of COVID that we're in. So those are our regular events. And then in addition to that, the Chamber also hosts our annual meeting and awards luncheon, and typically that's in January. So usually that sort of functions with a half a day, some sort of professional development workshop, and then we would present our award winners for the previous year. So this one would be January of 2021, and we present all of the awards from 2020. We have our Taste of Westerville, our golf outing, the Music and Arts Festival, which Matt didn't even mention on his book of other duties as assigned, with the largest business to community event that the Chamber produces. And then we also have our Evening of Elegance, which is pivoting a little bit this year, sort of in today's climate, to a virtual silent auction and fundraiser for the Chamber. And so I mention all of these because I think that these events are so unique to the Chamber, and people really recognize and identify with the Chamber events. And I think that each of those that I mentioned also have a committee that sort of helps to drive and program, recruit sponsors, and then helps to promote the events as well. And so I think sometimes one underutilized way that our members and don't necessarily think through networking is how great all of those planning committees are for networking opportunities, because people reach out all the time, and just in having, regular conversation at our committee meetings, make new business connections and establish new relationships with each other. Even just, I'll use for an example, at our last golf outing meeting, we have a realtor that sits on it, and a CPA and a business banker. And they were going on at this last meeting about new or refinance rates, or rates just in general, I should say. And they had mentioned a good relationship that they had with the banker, and I went home and talked with my husband, and we refinanced the next day and used their recommendations. So just little things like that you can't necessarily put any sort of quantity or quality on, but just it's such a unique, great networking opportunity that I would invite you to consider as you're sort of getting more involved. Any of the things that I mentioned, I'm happy to provide further details about the events, or I would say usually the planning committees for those the more regular events that we have, our Women in Business Quarterly Luncheon Young Professionals. They sort of meet bi-monthly, I would say, for an hour or two. It's not a huge time commitment. And then some of the larger events, like our Taste of Westerville, our Evening of Elegance, the golf outing, those sort of would meet a little bit more regularly every 2 weeks or so until those events. So if any of that I mentioned sort of appeals to you, definitely feel free to reach out. I think my email may be somewhere. You can email to Rachel, and she can always get you connected as well. But I do invite you to consider joining or being a part of any of those committees as well, because I think you would really find your time was worthwhile in networking as well. So that was all I had, and I think Rachel's gonna jump back in. So thanks for being here.
Okay, so that is a lot of information all at once, we realize. So I just want to share with you a couple of points of resources to be able to go to when you have a question, you're not sure where to go. Obviously, we're always here. The website is a great place to start. If you go straight to our website, go to membership, all of the things that we discussed are through here. I don't think we brought up ribbon cuttings, by the way. So ribbon cuttings are another membership benefit to you that we do for free. We'll invite local and state reps to your ribbon cutting and put that out on our social media platforms and events and things like that as well. So this is where everything we discussed today, you can sort of find the more detailed information about the committees. And then if you click here on our events, this is where all the events are found. Now, like Courtney was mentioning, there is so much to get involved with. So generally what I tell new members or members that are just wanting to get involved, a really great starting place at the very base level is to join us at one of our business after hours. Those happen every month, and it's a great casual way to network with folks. And we are just starting to do those back in person. So it's just a really good casual way to get things started and get a feel for what's going on in the chamber. So if you don't remember anything else, that is a really great place to start. And then all of that can be found here. And then as I had mentioned before, let me move this for me. When you are on our website, when Matt was discussing all the information about logging in and signing up for business to business, registering for events, updating your business profile, this is where you would go to do all that. And then we can share with you your username and password if you don't know that information. That's very easy for us. So that is where you would go. And then when you log into your member profile, this is what you see there. So you see down here below at the very bottom of your screen where it says Heather Williams, Nick Fisher. These are things that have just been posted from other members, and they filter through and you can see. And then to the side of your screen, to the left where you see shortcuts, personal information, that's where you would update all the information that Matt was discussing. So this hub is really important because to me, I think a lot of people just don't realize the function of this and the ability to connect with other members through this and just get information. So I just like to make sure folks know that this is a resource for them to see everything that they want to see that's going on in the chamber. So with that being said, does anybody have any questions that they would like to have answered? I'll stop sharing my screen. Or anything that they'd like to hear more of before we wrap things up. Or Janet, anything you wanted to chime in with? For a second, I thought I was on mute. Okay, Matt, Courtney?
No, I think we're good.
Okay. So I appreciate you guys being a part of this little meeting this morning. Like I said, that is a ton of information, but hopefully it shows you all the resources that are available for you too. As a chamber member, there are even little things here and there too that we could continue to get you connected with or even just connect you with other businesses in our community. So if you have more in-depth questions or just want to talk a little bit more, please let us know. Just reach out. That's what we're here for. So I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you.